Once again, welcome back to NDI Central Live here at the South Hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. We're here in the NewTek booth, streaming live from the show floor right here in the South Hall. Make sure if you're coming down to NAB, make sure you stop by the South Hall, stop by the NewTek booth and visit us. Get a close-up, personal look at all of the products here, and make sure you visit the NDI Central Pavilion, which is right next to the NewTek booth, to check out all the exhibitors there as well. A lot of exciting new NDI-enabled products there. Well, another one of those products is by a company called FingerWorks Telestrators. And here with me now is Brian McCohen, the president of FingerWorks. Welcome.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Tell us a little bit about FingerWorks first.
Well, we've been around since 1998. Brought live telestration to the networks, mainly for NFL, NBA, NHL games. We still do that today, so we've been around, 20 years, I guess. I didn't even think of that, 20-year anniversary, but still delivering that live solution that the analysts can use easily, quickly get on the air, and analyze the play, replays, that kind of thing.
Yep. Now, over the past several years, live sports webcasting has become huge.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to look like NFL football, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what you bring to the table.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. And like you say, it's gone into so many other avenues now. You got all the esports production companies.
Yeah.
They use us a lot. They're all NDI everything, cameras, the whole NDI infrastructure.
And everyone wants the look that they're used to seeing on television.
Yeah, exactly. So they want a solution that's, again, simple to use, looks good on TV, and you're obviously dealing with a younger demographic that picks up the technology a little bit quicker than some of my generation's demographic. But anyway, it's changing very quickly. There's a whole bunch of other social media outlets and aspects to how all sports, whether it's esports or traditional sports, are analyzed and broadcast to a different generation that consumes it completely differently.
Now, what's unique about FingerWorks Telestrators?
Well, one thing we've always kind of stuck to is to be simple to use, not really complicated, although we have a few versions of software where you can do post-production, that kind of thing. But it's something you can quickly get analysis on the air in those few seconds between a touchdown being scored, and now you want to analyze it quickly and move on to the next play. So we've always kind of prided ourselves on being easy to use. Our user base is huge, so they all know how to use our software and that kind of thing. But that's why we stuck around for 20 years. Is ease of use is the big thing, and support. We're always there to support people on Saturdays and Sundays too when the games are played. Most of them anyway.
Well, tell us about how NDI has affected your product.
Well, we were one of the first early adopters to NDI, right when it first started. There was a lot of conversations between Andrew and his team and my software programmers. So we really were one of the very first people to use NDI. So we used it in two ways. Obviously as a NDI source and a destination for our production element that we added to it. But the other thing we use too is because with telestration you need to have touch screens and put touch screens in various locations. Football stadiums can be thousands of feet away. Wherever the event is, you've got to make that connection. For years and years it was KVM extenders. Now we use NDI, and it's just a network connection. So it's made the truck engineer's life more simpler. It's made our support simpler, and it's also opened up the ability to connect multiple screens in various locations so people can collaborate on the same material at the same time.
So again, it's helping to really expand the use of your product on multiple levels, it seems.
I'll give you an example. This week while NAB's on, we've got two systems at a medical convention in Washington, D.C. So they're analyzing operation footage, and they've got two doctors, different sides of the convention hall, and they're analyzing the operations together at the same time. NDI.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now tell us about some of the newer products. You've got FingerWorks Review. What is that?
Review came out probably a little bit before last NAB. We've kind of improved it and made it much more versatile. So besides the live broadcasting part where you live analysis over somebody else controlling the replay, now it lets clips and replays be ingested into our software, creates a thumbnail, and now allows the person on the touchscreen to control the replay themselves and still draw and clear and pause. And so really brought the more of the production control to the analyst on the screen. So it can't be, it could be somebody in the truck or somebody in the booth, but it's more of a production control into one panel.
And this is a product that's gotten popular for esports.
Esports is where it really started, but we've now installed systems at NFL Network, Major League Baseball, NHL Network. So, whatever you want to analyze, they want more and more control. And the other one is CBS Sports uses it on PGA Tour. You've maybe seen the cart. It's a golf cart they have out on the course, and there's all kinds of stats. So we're pulling stats in, but behind it is review, so they can ingest clips about somebody's great shot on a certain hole, and allows the analyst to call that shot up and analyze it right there. So they've created a production center based around our software.
Okay, and then I see that social media, how do you impact?
So that we just, again, that was the CBS Sports. They want to bring that aspect to it. The PGA Tour really wants to embrace those younger viewers, younger audiences. So you're going to see it starting next week on Hilton Head. CBS, that same production tool I was just talking about, they're going to now be able to push live Twitter tweets onto and put them on the air with our touchscreen. So, it's going to create this interaction with a different audience that probably doesn't normally watch golf sitting on their couch.
Yeah. Well, more and more people are looking for that interactive solution with the social media being so prominent in our lives.
And that social media, we've now got it in all our products. So if you have a Twitter account, you can put tweets on the air, and you could create the look and the graphic look and feel as you want. So
excellent.
Yeah.
And virtual reality.
We started this project just after NAB last year with NextVR. So we did games, NBA games and NFL games last year. So they're using our telestration drawing engine as a way to undistort the VR camera feeds, and allows the production person to insert graphics. Not necessarily telestration, although they can. They're using it more to put in advertising banners, statistic banners, and place them in the 3R and the 360, and then you're able to pan around and they're stuck in that view, right? But while we did that, and then we redistorted it to go out to the headset feed that people on VR are watching. But in the middle step there, where we flatten it out, we've actually gained a bonus that we can now take that VR camera, put the graphic elements in the scene, and put it out in a traditional SDI broadcast, whether it's NDI or SDI, and now with a tool we can now pan around inside the 360 view, so giving the person watching a traditional broadcast the VR experience without wearing the headset.
I see.
So we've got quite a few people looking at it right now, because it's just trying to add that other angle to the action that they didn't have before, right? And trying to get around this headset issue, which I think is going to be an issue for VR. It is already, let's put it that way.
So do you see people at home watching a golf tournament with a VR headset?
Yeah, they're doing NBC's doing 5 events this year in VR. I think the first one coming out is Players Championship. I'm sure there'll be VR cameras all around that 17th green. So we're hoping to get maybe in there and get that piece of it, but it's just another way to leverage our drawing engine, really, not as a traditional telestrator.
And you mentioned the medical conference earlier. I would imagine VR is going to take a huge...
Yeah, I mean, this conference, they're just putting clips in, so they're pulling in clips of operations that already took place. I don't think it's live, actually, but you never know. Maybe it is. Maybe they have NDI cameras in the operating room. I have no idea. But yeah, it's just another way to use our analysis tools, right?
Very good. So you're in the NDI Central Pavilion.
NDI Central, and we also have a booth here in the South Lower Hall,
which is real close.
SL4606. Yeah, okay. We're very close here. So we seem to stick close to our friends at NewTek.
Good, good, and we're glad for that. Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, and make sure if you, again, are coming to NAB, make sure you come to the South Hall, stop by the NewTek booth, visit the pavilion. You can stop by FingerWorks Telestrators there, as well as visit their booth, which is just really close by. So once again, thank you for joining us.
Thanks
here
for having me. That was
on
great.
The show, and stick around. We have more coming up on NDI Central Live. Stick around.